Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. What's up, horror fans? It's Danny
and Charlotte
from the Lasso Cast, and we have a little bit of a different review for you. Not a movie, not a coffee mug, not a TV show. We saw, for your birthday,
Beetlejuice.
We saw Beetlejuice on Broadway.
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice, yes.
Beetlejuice.
We saw Beetlejuice on Broadway last night, and we absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. When I was getting Charlotte into horror, one of the first movies that I showed her was the Tim Burton classic Beetlejuice from 1988.
Wait, that's not Winona Ryder?
No, those are the Maitlands.
Oh,
yeah.
Oopsies.
Yeah, there's Winona Ryder. Yeah, the original Tim Burton classic from 1988 with Michael Keaton in the title role, and Charlotte's birthday is tomorrow. This little girl is going to be 12.
It's been 3 years. 3 years since I started horror.
Yeah, pretty much. She was 9, I think, when she saw The Exorcist. Or she was about to turn 10. Parenting! When I heard that they had a musical of a horror movie that we had actually seen, I said to my wife, I said to Athena, I gotta get tickets for her birthday. And so we went last night.
Just letting you all know, this is 50% for me and the other 50% for him.
What do you mean?
Because you also enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
You went for your enjoyment.
Oh, okay. Well. Don't worry. Next year, I'll buy you one ticket, and you can go by yourself.
Okay, bye.
Okay. First of all, if you love the movie, then you love Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice. Well, I'm going to say, perhaps contentiously, Alex Brightman might have stolen this role. Because he has been Beetlejuice on Broadway, I think, since the beginning. And this guy... I mean, he just, from literally the minute the show starts.
It's amazing.
Yeah. He just grabs you by the throat and he doesn't let go the whole time. Every time this guy is on the stage, you are just glued to the stage. And he has a lot of inappropriate lines in songs. What was the first song of the whole show?
It's a song about death.
This is a song about death.
No, this is a show about death.
Oh, it's a show. The one thing I would be warning, if you live in the New York area, if you live on the East Coast, first of all, let me say this right off the bat. The show is closing very soon. We're filming this on Wednesday night, December 14th, the day before your birthday. This show is closing on January 8th. So that means if you want to go take your family, take your kids to see Beetlejuice on Broadway, hurry up, grab your book for the recently deceased,
grab your cat.
Grab your cat, open it up, call on Beetlejuice and get yourself to the Marquee Theater on Broadway and watch this. First of all, if you go to this show, speaking to the adults now, they have some very cool theme alcoholic beverages. I had the Daylight Come rum drink, and it was strong and it was delicious. So I highly recommend that. But they had a ton of other really fun theme drinks that go along with the songs and the characters. Are you saying I'm talking too much?
Yes.
Okay, so talk. What did you like about the show?
I loved it. I mean, I really liked Beetlejuice. I feel like Lydia was great, even though she was not the original actor.
Yeah, we went on a Tuesday night, so we got the understudies for both Lydia and Delia. For the character of Delia. So they even joke about in the opening song that they deviate from the movie slightly. If you expect that you're going to get the exact same story in the movie on Broadway, it's a little bit different. I don't want to spoil it. It's still Beetlejuice. You still have these kind of dopey characters, the Maitlands, who die and become ghosts. Lydia and her family move in to the house. And yeah, the story is there. It's just not exactly the same. But we saw two of the main characters were understudies, and if I didn't get, the little paper in the booklet that told me that, wouldn't have known. They were fantastic.
And Delia, you literally told me was the understudy of the understudy.
Yeah, she's basically like the stand-in for the understudy. It just, everyone was so great.
I feel like Delia was the best character.
She was one of them. I mean, look, Alex Brightman as Beetlejuice. This guy gives off a late 90s, early 2000s Jack Black vibe, right? Didn't I tell you?
Yes, you told me he can make a great Jack Black in School of Rock.
Well, apparently I read that he did School of Rock on Broadway, which I could totally see. We saw School of Rock on Broadway. We forgot to mention that last night when we were counting all your shows.
We did. I don't even remember going.
You did it with Girl Scouts. Anyway, he would make, if they, he just has that Jack Black vibe to him. Sorry, our cats are trying to, like your cats, they're attacking the Christmas tree. So Charlotte had to go rescue the Christmas tree from one of her cats.
The Christmas tree is saved.
The Christmas tree is saved for now. But the only thing I would say, if you're hesitant, is if you have young kids who scare easily, maybe don't bring them to this show. But anyone probably 7 or older is going to love this show, especially if they're a fan of the movie, because it's fine. Just leave the cat. I can't. It's part of the problem with having cats. You want to tell them about how the stage looked and the design of the
so it was
scenery?
Really cool.
Now I'll get the cat.
Okay, it was really cool, guys. So basically, it had an extra piece to it where it slides in, and it was really cool because I was afraid every time it was sliding in that people were gonna get cut off, and they were gonna get cut off and go. Whoa.
No, just amazing scenery.
Like most parts, they had the little opening in the floor.
Oh yeah,
right in the middle.
They had. If you're a fan of the movie, they do an amazing job of capturing the Tim Burton vibe. The Netherworld. The
Netherworld is so cool.
So cool.
It reminded me because it went they just put a bunch of squares in squares in squares in squares until it looked like you can go through.
I'm gonna use a reference that I don't know if you would know. If you've ever seen the 1920s Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, the German expressionist film, they had the set of the Netherworld that kind of resembled that German expressionist cinema of the early 20th century. It was absolutely fantastic. They had a giant snake. And they do audience participation. It was we literally
they were looking at this one guy in the audience and he stood up and he was like,
they made this one poor guy in the audience stand up, and then Beetlejuice made fun of him, but in a playful way. It was, I'm a huge Broadway fan. I know there are probably horror fans out there that don't love musical theater, and that's cool, but I love live entertainment, and this was, if you're a horror fan, if you've grown up watching Beetlejuice, I can't think of a better use of 2.5 hours of your time. We genuinely, from the beginning of the show until the end, we were hysterically laughing.
Yes.
Yeah. You have any?
Yes, I have one more thing to say. Move.
What?
Go get the cat. It reminded me of Harry Potter because of when they were in the Netherworld, right, Dad? I just remembered in the Harry Potter musical or play show, whatever. That every time they went back in time, the whole place would just go.
Yeah, they did.
And it just kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah, and that was another Broadway show that for younger viewers might be a little too scary, but
me.
Yeah, well, you. But get to Broadway, because like I said, it's December 14th. We're recording this. There's only 2 weeks left in the year, and there's only about 3 weeks left for you to see this musical. I have an app on my phone called Today Ticks. You can get tickets on the phone right now. And we sat upstairs in like side mezzanine, which you might think is a terrible seat. They were incredible seats.
And like there's no one in front of us, so we kind of just like secretly moved.
Yeah, we were able, the show's kind of ending soon, so I guess people who have seen it, there were a few empty seats upstairs. We were able to shift down, but seriously, if you're a fan of the movie, if you like live entertainment, I cannot think of a better use of 2.5 hours of your time. The tickets are not that expensive, and you only have about 3 weeks. And if you have young kids, chances are you're going to have a week off soon because your kid's in school and they get the Christmas week off throughout New Year's. So you're going to have at least 5 days off in a row coming up. Use that time, go to Broadway, see Beetlejuice. And you have any final comments?
Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice! Beetlejuice!
Okay, thank God. As far as our channel goes, yesterday, Pete, while we were out on Broadway, Pete had 3 interviews with horror writers. The man is unstoppable. All he does is interview horror writers. So we're going to have more interviews with horror authors up on our channel very soon, courtesy of my partner, Pete. And we're also getting ready this weekend. We're going to be talking about an all-time classic. We're going to be doing a deep dive talk about Black Christmas. Woohoo! And my favorite part of this video, in fact, if you want to see a review of Black Christmas that's already up on our channel, you and I did one, you can search for that. But my favorite thing about this upcoming video that Pete and I are doing is that Pete, considering he's had a horror channel, we've been doing this horror channel now for 2.5 years.
Don't tell me he has not watched Black Christmas.
I won't tell you. It's his first time watching the original Black Christmas.
Ah!
So I'm super excited to hear his fresh perspective. I actually just rewatched it. I have a horror movie club at my school.
He's never seen
called the Fright Club, and we watched Black Christmas over the last 2 sessions for holiday horror. Tomorrow, Charlotte's birthday, I have another meeting with my horror movie club, and I believe we're probably going to be watching either Krampus or a Christmas Horror Story, which is on Shudder, one of my favorite anthologies. I just have to double check to make sure it's not, there's nothing inappropriate.
Okay, yeah.
But violence is fine.
Just making sure Pete's gonna watch this video. Please watch it. You need to see the coat.
Oh yeah, Black Christmas, greatest coat in the history of movies.
Yes.
But anyway, this has been Danny
and Charlotte
from the Lassercast. If you love Broadway, if you like horror, go see Beetlejuice on Broadway. I promise you, your kid will freaking love it. Peace.